Good afternoon, folks. I am meteorologist Ross Mumal, joined by no one today. Chief Meteorologist Tim Deegan has the evening off, so you are stuck with me here on this beautiful Friday evening out across the First Coast. The beaches, it's a perfect day to just kind of go for an evening stroll or walk out there. Temperature-wise, at least out at the beach, it might be a little bit chilly for some folks. Mid-60s there for anyone who lives a little bit further inland. So really, if you live up and along I-95 or west of there, we warmed up into the low to even mid-70s today. So it is really just a picturesque Friday evening out there. You got 74 in Jacksonville, as I said, mid-60s out there along the coastline and the beaches. Rest of us, though, generally in the 60s here today. A little bit of a sea breeze coming in off the ocean, so because of that, a lot of those coastal areas are a little bit cooler. But at least for the remainder of tonight, you can see there, no real clouds, no storm clouds, no rain, nothing like that here, at least for the duration of your Friday evening. So any plans you have for tonight should be A-OK. Temperature-wise, once the sun sets here in about an hour and a half, temperatures will start to dip down into the 50s, with overnight lows then expected to dip into the low 50s and even the upper 40s for areas on the west side of Jacksonville, and especially for many more of our inland locations kind of out towards the I-75 corridor. So a calm, cool, quiet evening for folks out there tonight. Now, as we transition into tomorrow, that's going to start to set us up for what will eventually be our weather impact alert day on Sunday. So to start you off in the morning, it's feeling pretty good. Mid-50s right around sunrise, and then quickly warming into the mid-60s by about 10 to 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. But pretty much once you get to, I'd say, lunchtime, you're going to start to notice not only a little bit of an increase in the humidity. It's not going to be humid per se, but you just notice it's not going to have been nearly as dry as it has been the last 2 days. So a little bit of an uptick in the humidity, and the cloud cover will also continue to increase, especially then as you head into the afternoon and into the early evening hours, with highs tomorrow in the mid-70s for many of us. But that increase in cloud cover will come from the west. So we're going to get kind of what we consider an impulse or a weak wave of some clouds and showers trying to come in from the Gulf by tomorrow afternoon and evening. Now, because dew points have been so low the past almost 2 to 3 days here, we have very, very dry air in place. So it's going to take a little bit of time for the dry air to erode and for those dew points to come up. We're going to need that moisture level to come up a little bit. So models will try to show here that rain's going to be moving in by late morning and into the early afternoon. I do not expect that at all because the air in place is just going to be so dry. So although the models are trying to show some light showers coming in tomorrow afternoon, I expect anything that does to evaporate before hitting the ground, at least through the late morning and early afternoon hours. So if you have afternoon plans tomorrow, you should be okay. I wouldn't be worried about the rain. Now, as you get pretty much toward dinner time and then throughout the rest of the evening, at that point, I think the dry air will have subsided enough that we'll have enough kind of low-level moisture in place for rain to begin to move in. So areas out towards Steinhatchee and Apalachicola, from there out towards Lake City and I-75 have the best chance to see rain shortly after dinner time. So think 6, 7, 8 p.m. Columbia County, Alachua County and Gainesville, Union, Bradford, Western Baker, and then kind of really just the Swanee Valley and the southwestern part of the Okefenokee have the best chance to see some rain to start. I think those showers could make their way towards Jacksonville, and specifically, downtown or the south side by 10 p.m. tomorrow evening. So if you're going out to Monster Jam over at the bank tomorrow night, I know a lot of kids are going to be over there. It starts at 7, so I think you should be okay until maybe things are wrapping up towards the end, or maybe you're headed home. I think the rain will arrive a little bit later in the evening. So there will be potentially some light rain moving in by 9, 10 p.m., but no lightning or storms associated with these. So even though it might rain, it shouldn't impact Monster Jam over there. They won't delay it like they did last year. Now, big thing then, as I said, this is going to set us up for Sunday. We've issued a weather impact alert for pretty much all day long on Sunday, not only for widespread rainfall, which could lead to some localized ponding on the roadways and things like that, but also some isolated storms as well, some of which could be on the strong to severe side, and it could also bring a severe weather risk. So we'll get into that here. This is kind of the area that we're looking at for the most widespread rain on Sunday, and that darker green color, 70, 80, 90% coverage area of rain with a few of those thunderstorms embedded within the cluster of showers moving on in. So here it is out from the Storm Prediction Center for Sunday. Marginal risk for severe storms. Nearly everyone across the First Coast is included in this. And we'll talk about how I think this warning area or threat risk area will actually get shifted down southward slightly as we head into tomorrow and then eventually into Sunday. So we'll get into that. Main threats with severe weather on Sunday going to be wind gusts in excess of 40 to 60 miles per hour. The tornado risk is very low. It's not zero though. So I would not be surprised if we get a very brief isolated tornado or two on Sunday. So primarily damaging wind gusts and a very low tornado risk, along with just the very heavy rainfall and that potential for ponding on the road. So let's time it out here for you on what the latest models are trying to show and depict on what's going to happen on Sunday. When you first wake up, maybe you're an early church goer, or maybe you're just heading out to brunch or breakfast with some friends on Sunday morning. Expect it to be raining at least somewhere. Kind of just clusters and waves of showers and things of that nature throughout the morning. Then as you get kind of more so toward lunchtime and into the afternoon, you're going to notice there's going to be a pretty significant swath of rain there. There's going to be a boundary, a warm front kind of set up right over top of not only the First Coast, but almost paralleling I-10, and you can kind of see it there. I-10 runs from Lake City straight into Jacksonville. That warm front's pretty much going to align right up with it, nearly parallel. It's just going to depend on, is it going to be a little bit further north of I-10, right on I-10, or south of there. Along that boundary and just to the north is where the heaviest rainfall is expected to be. So a lot of rain and isolated thunderstorms training over the same locations along that front. And then as you get into the late afternoon and early evening, the low pressure system associated with it, you can almost see it there, the area of rotation on the northern extent of Columbia County. And just north of Lake City, that's where the model's trying to depict that low pressure system coming across. As it moves right over top of us, I think that's when our greatest severe weather risk is going to be, just to the southeast of where that low pressure system of circulation is. So you can notice from Gainesville up into Union and Bradford County and near Keystone Heights, there's a big kind of swath of storms, or maybe not a swath, but it's trying to depict some thunderstorms there by the evening hours on Sunday. I think that's when our greatest severe weather risk will be. And I'll break it down here a little bit more for you. Why is it going to be maybe a little bit later in the evening and across the southern area, perhaps in areas that aren't included in that marginal risk for severe storms right now? Well, one, I think the steadiest rain is going to be from I-10 northward. So you're talking southeast Georgia and the northern part of northeast Florida here. Steadiest rain is going to be rain-cooled air. Things are going to be a little bit more stable as the day wears on, because you're going to have so much rain throughout the day. You're not going to get much heating and destabilization and things of that nature. Now, areas further south of I-10, areas in the blue and the green, this is called convective available potential energy. That really just means how much energy is available for storms to get updrafts, to get extra lift into some of these thunderstorms. And you can notice there, it's not super strong, but I do think because you're not expecting day-long rain across a lot of the southern extent of the First Coast, you get a little bit of some extra daytime heating that kind of churns up the atmosphere a little bit more and could give some extra energy to some storms. So that could be kind of the storm risk area we're looking at by the time you get into Sunday afternoon and evening for areas south of I-10. Similarly, this is kind of another factor we'll often look at is the helicity instability. Really what that means is these unstable kind of parcels of air, those, that rising air from the daytime heating and these updrafts, how much rotation is in them, how strong are the winds within some of these updrafts. The models are showing there is going to be some instability. You could see some gusty storms there. It's not super strong, so that's why we're not anticipating a severe weather outbreak by any means. But once again, it's showing that area a little bit further south of I-10 across Union and Bradford, Clay County, St. John's, Putnam, Flagler. Those are locations we will watch for by Sunday afternoon and evening for maybe a few stronger storms to try to develop. So here's kind of another way to break it down and really just kind of what we're looking at, whole picture or big picture here. So the main center of circulation, that low pressure system, is going to ride right along, almost, again, right on top of I-10 out across the Panhandle. There will be a cold front extended southward from that, but the warm front is really what's going to be causing us issues throughout the day. So for areas along and north of the warm front, that's where we're expecting the most widespread rainfall and the steadiest rain, heaviest rain potentially. For areas south of there, which I just kind of tried to explain, that's where it's going to likely be the most unstable by Sunday afternoon and evening. You're not going to perhaps see nearly as much rain just consistently all day long. You might have several dry hours throughout the day on Sunday. But don't let your guard down by 4, 5, 6 p.m. Sunday evening, and then continuing through the evening as that low pressure system moves over top of us. That is when we could see the severe weather risk. Isolated supercell thunderstorms are possible, which means you could see not only gusty winds, but some rotation within some of those storms. So it's again, we're not expecting a severe weather outbreak by any means, but because it is, a weekend, a lot of people have, plans outside or travel plans or whatnot. You just want to make sure you stay weather aware as much as possible, because I do anticipate at least a severe thunderstorm warning with, some isolated wind gusts of 40 to 60 miles per hour, but I certainly would not be surprised by the time we get into the evening that we might get 1 or 2 tornado warnings. So just be mindful of that. They would be very brief and isolated, but just want to kind of make sure people are being cautious if they have any plans here this weekend. Other part of this whole system is really just going to be the rainfall. Heaviest rain up across the Okeechobee in southeast Georgia, and then also kind of I-10 northward. So Nassau, northern Duval County, Baker, Columbia County, we're talking at least 2 inches, potentially more than that. 3, you could see some locally higher amounts depending on where some of those storms and showers train over the same locations. Or if you just get a stronger storm, that could also bring you quite a good bit of rain. So because this is not only going to be a Sunday event, but also kind of carry into early Monday morning, the Weather Prediction Center, they have put out a low risk of localized flooding. It's just kind of a marginal risk for excessive rainfall on Sunday. So just another thing to keep in mind, watch for the ponding on the roadways. Low-lying areas that flood easily could see some of that by really Sunday afternoon and evening, depending on where the heaviest rain rolls on in. By early Monday morning then, that low pressure system starts to move offshore, thankfully. So we'll still see some morning showers on Monday, but I do believe by Monday afternoon, things will begin to dry out. We'll just kind of get locked into a northwest wind, so it's going to be fairly cool and breezy. Temperatures are going to be in the mid to upper 60s, but it might really feel like upper 50s and low 60s depending on the cloud cover and also just kind of how strong those winds are. So a pretty active weekend here across the First Coast. If you have outdoor plans, tomorrow's the day to have them. Sunday, again, not only looking rainy, but potentially stormy as well. The rain will kind of wrap up then early Monday morning. And then after that, we finally get a little bit of a break. Tuesday and Wednesday look absolutely gorgeous. The first day of the Players' Championship is on Tuesday. It's Military Appreciation Day, and the Jordan Davis concert down there at TPC Sawgrass is on Tuesday evening. Beautiful. Sunny skies, temperatures in the mid-70s, even warmer yet then by next Wednesday. And then by Thursday and Friday, although I do expect rain chances to be low, we are going to be watching for kind of another weak wave of energy dropping down out of the northwest. So kind of think Mississippi and Alabama will be the origin location for this kind of next storm system. Looks like it might come in after sunset Thursday night and exit before sunrise Friday morning. So hopefully it wouldn't impact the players too much or any of your outdoor plans or travel plans Thursday and into Friday. But it's kind of another thing we're going to be watching for here over the weekend and into early next week as well. But as always, we appreciate you tuning in. I'm going to have to get going here because got to get ready for our newscast. But we're going to have much more on the weather impact alert and potential severe weather risk for Sunday, not only tonight, but also tomorrow, and then specifically on the day on Sunday. We'll have plenty of live coverage right here on FCN Plus for you and also on air as well. So hopefully you can continue to stay tuned in, ask your questions away. We'll try to answer them as often and as well as we can here. But for the time being, enjoy the rest of your Friday night. I'm meteorologist Ross Mumal. Have a wonderful evening.